The first time Taj Lawal ran 3 scams at once, it wasn't for greed. It was for calibration. He wanted to know what timing felt like. How long it took for one lie to travel from Lagos to Berlin, from Berlin to Miami, from Miami to Cape Town, before circling back to his clean inbox like nothing ever happened. The setup was beautiful. A romance play with a German retiree, designed entirely over 2 months of late-night chats and AI-polished love notes. An NGO phishing email targeting a South African non-profit database, routed through a Singapore IP. And a fake escrow service linked to a digital art exchange in the US, where Taj convinced a buyer to send funds for a sculpture that never existed. Each scam was timed with eerie precision. He didn't touch a naira until all 3 had passed their 3rd verification step. And when the money moved, silent, instant, irreversible, Taj simply turned off his phone, wrote a line in his notebook, and went for a walk. He walked through Yaba in a crisp white shirt and worn brown sandals. Not to blend in, not to show off. Just to feel how invisible he'd become. Not a single person turned. Not a glance. That was the moment he knew the real power wasn't in the scam. It was in the exit. That same week, he bought his first car, a matte black 2008 BMW 3 Series. Quiet engine, clean lines, no flashy mods. He didn't even register it in his name. He registered it to a logistics company he'd just created, OBX Haulage. No office, no website, but a tax ID, a business number, and 3 fake employee profiles to match. The car was for errands, for impressions, for control. It was never about speed. Taj never drove fast. He drove like he read, slowly, deliberately, with the kind of grace that made the world move around him. He used that same car to make his first trip into Victoria Island, wearing a suit he designed himself and carrying a burner phone with a contact list of exactly 5 names. One of those names would introduce him to a graphic designer. The designer would later build the logo for what would become Veritas Music. Taj didn't launch it right away. He let it simmer, registered the domain, mocked up the social pages, created email threads between fictional A&Rs debating brand colors. He made the internet believe the label already existed. Then he dropped a track anonymously. An instrumental, sparse, haunting, cinematic. It got picked up by an underground blog in Joburg, then remixed by a DJ in Nairobi. By the time people started asking who Veritas was, Taj had already sent sample contracts to 2 real artists. Contracts they couldn't trace, labels they couldn't pin, money they couldn't believe was clean. But it was because Taj had learned something most cybercriminals never do. If you want to disappear, don't run. Build a reality so convincing, people will defend it for you. By the end of that month, he had 10 digital identities running across 5 countries, each with its own email history, playlist, photo trail, and set of tax records. All different. All clean, all leading back, if you followed hard enough, to the same signal. A silent IP address that bounced like a ghost across oceans. An invisible hand behind brands, voices, emails, and wire transfers. A quiet mind with too many passwords and no fingerprints. I didn't know him yet, but I'd seen the signal. I just didn't understand what I was looking at. Not yet.